Good morning. Good morning, good morning. It's Pause with Elizabeth Elenor. It's Monday morning. And how are you? How is everything going? How was your weekend? Let me see my thing so I can check who is here. How was your weekend? I'm going to put that there. So my topic today is self-nurturing in a chaotic world. And all of us know that self-nurturing is something that we need to be more present with, need to be more vigilant with. And one of the things that we can find is that we take care of ourselves from our mind's perspective, from it being on our to-do list. Good morning, Nicolette. I just got off a call with Nicole, so sorry, Nicolette. How are you? It's so lovely to have you here. I know that you're actually pretty good at self-nurturing, if I remember correctly. So self-nurturing can be something that we go, I need to have some time to myself, and I'm going to go for a walk down the beach. But while we're going for a walk down the beach, we've got all of this stuff going on in our head, and we're not functioning properly. We're not being present to what's going on. And I know that I identify as an introvert, which is most people find a bit funny because I'm very good at being an extrovert as well. But my introversion is something that happens because I need to be recharged from internal processing by being with myself and being in my own energy field and breathing by myself. Yes, presence is something I still work on daily, yeah. And it's something that, like, the difference between introvert and extrovert from my understanding is introverts need that internal processing and, to get their batteries full, and extroverts need stimulation outside. They need to be supported by others and their environment, whereas introverts need to go and hug the tree, right? And like be by themselves for a while. Doing the activity is very different from being in it, absolutely. And that's what I wanted just to reflect and pause on today is I just had a weekend to myself. My fiance actually, Tim, went on a fishing trip, and I've been living by myself for quite a while now, and moved in November, and so all of a sudden I'm back in a family. I'm back in more than one person in the house, and people coming and going, and there's different energies around, plus I'm working energetically online on a regular basis. And so on the weekend it was like a breath, and I love Tim dearly and I missed him, but I also really needed that time to myself just to do what I wanted to do, which I always do, but by myself in this little incubated cell. And what I found is getting to know myself even more is that it took that first day of having that space before my energy came in of wanting to be creative. So I had to have that self-nurturing and that alone time and downtime to myself before my body would kick in and go into enjoying my moment, enjoying what I was like. I might go and make something creative in the kitchen, for example. I might go for a walk down the beach and just experiencing all of that. And not that I don't do it at any other time. I do. It's the expansion of my energy field to be in my own space and to soak up that nature, to soak up that that alone time for me made a huge difference. And so when we're in our mind on a regular basis, and it's in our default to be in our mind, in our ego, because that's our identity and that's what's running the show most of the time. When we're in our mind is can quite easily pretend to self-care, can go and have the bubble bath while you're still on your phone, or eat the healthy food because that's what's required for the body, but not really soaking up all the different flavors and maybe even creating it yourself and tuning in to how the tastes are moving together and melding together, and does it need a little bit more of this, or what if I add that, and just being in that creative energy of the process, because that is the self-nurturing, right? That's that loving yourself and being fed by your environment so that your cup is filling up even more. And so we live in a very chaotic world where there's not much time to do that, and there's not much time to be by ourselves either, right? So if you're watching on here or watching the replay, take a moment and think about, do you have any time to yourself? And how much time do you get to have by yourself? Because I'm sure, I don't really know this as truth, but I'm sure that extroverts need that as well. Need that time to be alone, to self-reflect, to pause and be aware of what's going on in our current reality, and who am I in my current reality, and with all that I am right now, all of the information that's in me, all of the beliefs that are in me, all the emotions that are in me, all of the desires, all of the dreams and aspirations, all of the wanting and the needs, all of the things that are in me right now. Am I choosing to take all of this into who I'm becoming? Who is it that I'm becoming? Hey, Sarah, lovely to have you on here. Who am I becoming with all of this information that I am now? And is it someone that I'm choosing to be becoming? Or is it by default, because it's just I'm living my current reality over and over again, and next thing, a month's gone by, 6 months have gone by, a year's gone by, and I've still got these things that are holding on in my fields that are not necessarily what I'm choosing. But because I haven't had time to self-nurture, self-reflect, self-assess, and self-regulate, I brought them with me, and I didn't necessarily want them. So it's really important to have time to yourself, because we're constantly becoming. We're constantly becoming more. We're constantly becoming whatever our thoughts are, we are becoming that. And with the work that I do, what we're doing is, what is it we're choosing to create? What is it? What is my desired end result? What is it that I really want to experience here? Become that now and clear all of the stuff that's getting in the way. What are the things that are not serving me anymore? And that's part of self-nurture as well, right? Because when we can reflect on, well, that belief doesn't serve me anymore. It's an old limitation. It's an old process. It's an old conditioning that might not even be mine. It might have been something from generations of women in my family. This is the way it is in my family. So when we've got that opportunity to stop and reflect, where am I going? And am I taking a whole heap of baggage that I don't want with me, that's going to actually cause my frequency to be out of place? And so therefore, the thing that I do want to create in the end is actually going to take longer, it's going to be harder, it might be more chaotic, and it might not yield the end result that you're choosing, because you've still got all of those frequencies that that are in your field holding you back from what it is you truly choose to create. And until you've got that opportunity to really step into that self-nurturing and reflection, then you're not giving yourself time. You're just going, and you're like, and that's when you hear people say, wow, didn't this year go fast? Because your unconscious is running the show, and you're not consciously aware of what you're doing day to day. That's the chaos of the world, being led by the influences outside of ourselves, reacting to life, reacting to things that are happening outside and responding to them, and then not actually making choices of our own. We're just picking up the pieces as we move along. And of course, what happens in that process is the nervous system keeps wiring together the same way. So the neural pathways keep firing, and we still stay in the old limitations. The feelings of not being good enough, right? To step into something new. The feeling that if I let go of the reins and step out and have some time to myself, that something's going to fall apart. I've got to stay focused, right? There's a whole heap of assumptions that we start buying into, that our unconscious patterning has created this loop. So what is it that you do to, how do you take this up? How do you take the opportunity to reflect and self-nurture and regulate, especially when you're in a family situation, when you've got people around you? And one of the most important things to do is to be what I call the predominant creative force in your life, which means that you make the decisions based on what feels right for you. You're stepping into your empowered being, the woman that, that internal guidance system, that lioness energy, and you're stepping into that, and you're making your choices and decisions based on that, rather than beliefs, emotions, other people, world environments, all of those things, right? And being able to speak your truth in that situation at any given time. So when you have given yourself that opportunity to self-reflect and to self-nurture and to fill your cup up, you're there for others, you're there to serve. Our natural state as women is to nurture and serve, right? But all of that goes out the wayside when we haven't filled our cup and been present to ourselves. And when you're not present, you're not the ability to tap into that higher wisdom, that intuitive nature, your what I call the superconscious, it actually gets cut off, because your body is in a state of trying to balance itself when you're running on adrenaline, or you're running on the mind, instead of giving yourself that space to recharge energetically. And so your ability to tap into your inspiration and your intuitive wisdom, the percentage is way lower, because there's friction and harder frequencies, lower frequencies in your body that are running the show. The mind is running the show, and its whole agenda is to survive, right? It's not here to create, to experience joy and expansion and evolve into this beautiful conscious being. Its whole thing is limitation and survival mode. Did you survive it before? Then you will survive it again now. And so it's a storage unit of a small amount of information, billions of particles of information, but comparative to to our divine wisdom and our intuitive nature is very, very small capacity. So if you're living in an environment, you're living with a family, and you've got a partner, and you don't have much time to yourself, then it's actually imperative that you express yourself. Express yourself and your need for some time out, and sit those people down and let them know that this is what's needed. I require some space, and this is what I'm doing. So it's not anything to do with, it's not reflecting anyone else. This is, I need some space, I need some time to myself, and so this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm asking from you. That when I go into my little space, for example, I've got a room, that this is my room, and that I have space, for example. Or when I want to go to the beach and I say I want to go by myself, then I'm doing that not because of anyone else, but because of me and needing space to recharge, right? So it's really, really important to have that opportunity. I remember once I used to massage. I was a remedial massage therapist for a very long time, 20 odd years, and I remember I was massaging a local candidate for our council, and she won. And she came in and was having some massages, and she's like, it's full on. It's like I'm so excited that I'm here, but she said, we don't get any opportunity, like it's just one meeting after the other, it's one meeting after the other. And I said, well then, you need to take that time out in your personal life so that you've got the opportunity to sit and reflect on all of those different meetings, because if everything's being done streamlined like that, you're not getting the opportunity to reflect and to really tune in to what it is that you want to create. And so it's band-aiding the community and their needs instead of what is our vision for the community and their needs. So if you're not getting that time, is coming from your mind, which is old patterning and conditioning and is limited. When you can expand, and what is it that I choose to create from this way higher place? Who am I? What is my divine potential in my career, in my business, in my community, in my family, in my internal world, in my opportunity to express myself as Elizabeth, and whatever your put your name in there. Hey Irene. So when we're living in a family environment, it's even more imperative to stop and go, when was the last time I had some time out to myself? When was the last time that I had time to reflect and assess, and just to go deep within and into my internal essence? When you have that time to really be self-nurtured, you have so much more to give, and so much more creativity, and so much more connection, right? You can focus on what it is that you want to create in life, and you can move forward with that vision rather than running on the treadmill. So it's imperative for us to have that opportunity to take time out for ourselves. It's imperative to our health, our relationships, our finances, our career, our business, our work environment. It's so important. And it's not something that, you know, society and the chaos of the world has monetized self-nurturing as well, right? Anywhere you can make money. So spending time by yourself and reflecting doesn't have to be something that you spend money on, but it could. It could be something that you know, you go and get pampered and have someone give you a massage, or have your nails done, or and this is the point I want to make. Get your nails done because it feels good. Get your nails done because you enjoy someone touching your hands and someone spending quality time looking after you. Enjoy the moment of a connection between you and the person that's across from you that's looking after you. You know, enjoy what color it is that you're putting on your fingernails. Enjoy the experience, because you can have that same experience with, oh, I've got to get my nails done because they're looking a bit shabby at the moment and I'm on screen all the time, and you know, I'm a woman and I have to look really good with my fingernails, and it's just the way it is, and they're looking really shabby, and I'm going to sit in my in the seat, and the woman in front of me, we're going to have a big talk about the world and everything, and and go whinge and complain about, you know, our husbands and our kids and work and all these things, and you get out of there and you haven't had any time to yourself. You've been stuck in your mind and you haven't had any time to yourself. So you can self-nurture from your mind, or you can self-nurture from your spirit. And I suggest from your spirit, because self-nurturing from your mind is not self-nurturing. It's not getting deep within. It's not pausing. It's not reflecting. It's not expanding and releasing and letting go of all of the chaos and dross that can be in our energy field from the world. Self-nurturing can be as easy and as fulfilling as taking a nice deep, I'm going to get everyone to do it right now. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, and then breathe out through your mouth. And actually make that noise. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out. And just feel as your body starts relaxing. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And see how you can center yourself and ground yourself in that moment. And from this space, then go, now I'm going to make the choice. What is my choice in this moment? What do I choose to get out of this experience? What's the decision that I need to make that's going to serve me and my highest good and my desired end result? When you can stop and pause and reflect, you're going to be making more informed decisions and choices in all aspects of your life, your business, your career, your relationships, what's right and feels right for you, your boundaries. These are all really important points. This week, I have a workshop on, an event on the 7th of March, so that's tomorrow at 7 p.m. How to attract the love of your life. And this is not just for single women. This is for people that may be in a relationship as well. It's all about creating beautiful relationships. So if you're interested and you haven't seen it yet or been part of it to RSVP, then put yes please in the link in the chat, and we can send you the link for tomorrow. It's all about finding that love and being able to express it out to ourselves and others. So enjoy the rest of your day and your week. This week we're also having another session, Wednesday Wisdom, with Stephanie Pinto. So in March we've decided to start working with Stephanie and interviewing Stephanie. She's an emotionally intelligent parent coach, and Raising Emotionally Intelligent Children is her Facebook group. So we're going to do another deep dive into what that's all about. So take care everyone, enjoy your week, and we will catch up soon.